Hello. I am Tiffany. If you are new to my channel, welcome. And if you are one of my subscribers, hey, love you long time. Okay, we are here to talk about none other than Lee Cronin's The Mummy. And when you think about The Mummy, we're not talking about the old school Mummy, the Mummy that we used to watch, because that's what I went in expecting. No. This is something totally different. Let's go ahead and get into a non-spoiler review by me. Okay, real quick, another disclaimer. You're only going to see scenes from what you can click on Google, pull up and watch. You're not going to get any further scenes. I watched another review and it was like non-spoiler, yet there was like so many clips from further on in the movie that I even clicked it off because my daughter had not seen it yet. I have seen it. So you will not be getting any of that. I'm not going to go into deep details. Again, you're going to get exactly what you can see when you watch on the trailer and my thoughts surrounding certain things, but no spoilers if you haven't gone to go see it. And towards the end, I'll tell you what I truly think about it and give you my rating on the movie. To get started, let me just say this. I am a scary movie guru down, okay? Like, I'm not new to this, I'm true to this. I watch every scary movie that ever comes out, and I'm the type that can watch the scary movie at home by myself in the dark with the door closed at night and nothing happens. I love scary movies. And because of that, my scary movie tolerance is extremely high. So I'm not very easily impressed. I'm not very easily scared. None of that. Okay, so just keep that in mind as I'm talking about this movie and whether I like it or dislike it towards the end. Because if I say I really like something, I really like it. If I don't like it, it's because I'm comparing it against some of the things that I feel like are the greatest of the time. And yeah, so just keep that in mind. I am a scary movie guru and I love scary books. So yeah. All right, let's talk about production. Lee Cronin, Blumhouse, however you want to say it, potato, I guess. I don't know. But this movie is very indicative of all the other movies that you have seen around it. Okay, the vibe is there, it fits. You're going to kind of get what you know of them and just keep that in mind. When I think about this production, I think about some of my favorite movies that I've watched, like Split, The Visit, Get Out, Black Phone, Invisible Man, Sinister, Insidious, because that's a big one, and Evil Dead Rise. Okay, so just keep that in mind. These movies do flow with this type of movie and what you can expect of the movie. If you're thinking about like quality of the movie, depiction of the movie, like that's a good vibe to know that it's on par and on trend with Blumhouse movies. Okay, keep that in mind. Let's talk about the actors and actresses in the movie. Everybody did, chef kiss, an exceptional job. Exceptional. Nobody was subpar, nobody lagged behind. Everybody was level with their acting skills. You know how you watch a movie and sometimes a little kid, it's like, oh gosh, this little kid cannot act. Why didn't they get somebody else? Like, you didn't have any of that in this movie. Sometimes it's a freaking adult that's annoying. Or I've watched things where I felt like the female character didn't quite fit, you know, what they were trying to portray. None of that. From male, female, young and old, everybody did great. They did great with the cast and making sure that everybody's acting skills were, you know, leveled out. Excellent. You will not get bored. They will keep you entertained. They will keep you locked in. Yeah, the acting was on point, because I'm big on acting, because acting is what makes you believe the characters, right? It's just like in a good book. If the characters are well written, you're going to get sucked into that book as if you're there, because you start to really lock in and believe those characters. So you need that in a movie, especially a scary movie, and it was there. That's it. That's all. As far as can you take your kids to see this? That is subjective, okay? That is depending on you as a parent, but I will tell you this, there is no nudity in there, nothing really inappropriate. There's one little part in there towards the very end that's kind of like suggestive, but there's no nudity or anything like that in here. As far as should you take your kids to see it, again, that's up to you as a parent. I did not take my daughter to see things as a youngster because I didn't want her having nightmares. I'm trying to think about, as I was looking around the theater, there was only like one kid in there. And he looked like he may have been like 5th, 6th grade, maybe. But other than that, it was full adults. So that might tell you something. I don't know. But everybody there was seeing it for the first time. So I don't know about that either. But well, that's up to you whether you take your kid or not, but I will tell you there is no nudity. There is no anything, rated R they shouldn't be seeing necessarily. Again, just a little suggestive piece towards the very end, but that's about it. So just keep that in mind. Cursing, yes, there is. They even have the little kids cursing in there, so keep that in mind if that's something that bothers you, because there is language, but that's about it. Okay, that's it. Now, gore, the gore level. The gore level is pretty off the charts, okay? If you don't like gore, if you're one of those people and you watch like Saw or something, you can't stand people's arms and legs getting sawed off and people shaking and blood spurting and all this stuff, listen, this may not be for you. We went to a studio movie grill where we were eating and I almost lost my lunch. So there is lots of gore in there. Keep that in mind. It is through and through. So I don't suggest eating unless you have a very strong stomach. I don't suggest watching this probably unless you have a pretty good strong stomach. And if you can't stand like a lot of gore and you just like jump scares, this has both. So maybe just choose a regular theater with popcorn and soda and not a full meal. My daughter asked me, was it predictable? That's such a hard question to answer. One, because to answer it without giving somebody who hasn't seen it too much, and two, because it was, but it wasn't. You know what I mean? When you watch a lot of scary movies, you are already like projecting what you think is going to happen, right? And so I will say that I was definitely doing that. And like, did I know this? Okay, we already know that this is about this family who loses their daughter to being taken, right? I knew she was gonna get taken. Okay, we all know she's gonna get taken. It's in the trailer. So it's stuff like that where you're like, okay, I know this is about to happen, but you will not know what's going to be happening around it and how it's going to be happening. You do not. You don't know what's happening next. You don't know what's around the corner from that. You don't know what's about to shock you when you think you know what you think you know. When you're like, oh, don't do that. You already know they're about to do that. Okay, but you don't know what's about to happen next. So there's a lot of shock factors in there. It's a lot. So it's predictable, not predictable. It's a both and, especially for people who are like scary movie gurus. But it was so much more unpredictable than predictable. Definitely worth trying to see if that's your vibe. You see that right there? Y'all tried to get me. You try to get me to tell you something. I ain't gonna tell you. Not me. No way. This most definitely, because we already know, as we talked about earlier on, it's not a cheap movie at all. The quality is top tier. The color grading, chef kiss. Me and my daughter do this now because we're recording a lot, and so I'm learning the terms and all the things. And so, the color grading and the Foley artist did very well with all the sound effects and everything to go with things. Everything matched. Nothing was like that was dumb. Everything flowed nicely. The color was beautiful and very vibrant. The sound was very clear. All the things. The movie flowed. You know how some movies are just like, what is even happening here? No, it flowed. Let me tell you how much that movie flowed for me. When we got in there, I had a couple sitting next to me, and 2.5, y'all. Then I'm going back to it. But this goes with it. Studio movie grills, you have to pick your seats. Unfortunately, we didn't pick our seats early enough. I'm claustrophobic. I ended up getting sandwiched in. So it's my person, and then it's two people on the end. From the moment we sat down, they were talking loud and constant, right? On social media while the previews were rolling, and we got there kind of late. So we got there right as the previews were getting ready to roll into the movie. We ordering the food. They're talking, which is fine. Everybody's talking. The movie hadn't come on. The movie comes on, and right when the movie comes on, this one beside me discovers that the other one has been cheating. via social media. So now she's cursing and screaming and pointing and talking loud and talking about who she's gonna beat up and all the things. I mean, the most distracting I feel like I've ever been in my life. But do you know that despite all of that, what was happening on the screen was still able to capture my brain enough to where at times I didn't even hear her. Maybe it was my mom brain, because I got 2 kids and I got a little bitty baby and I'm able to like tune people out. But I will say so much was happening. The screen was very vibrant. You know, things were that I almost didn't hear a girl for quite a while until she would say something and I'd be like, oh, what the heck? You know, and she was getting louder and louder. So this movie is definitely captivating. Okay. Definitely stay off your phones, lock in, because you're gonna miss something if you don't pay attention. I literally lost the first little piece of the movie because of her, because my brain was trying to figure out like what to do to shut her up so that I could hear the movie. And then I thought, you know, we're not gonna tussle in this movie, so I'm gonna leave this girl alone. She sounds kind of crazy. And I just kind of zeroed in on the movie, and it sucked me in like a good book. Okay, so just keep that in mind. It is very capturing and captivating for sure. While we're talking about the movie, let's just go ahead and get into what I thought about it. Since we're right here towards the end, I just blanked on something I really wanted to tell y'all. I hope it comes back before I'm done. But what would I rate the movie out of 10? Out of 10, I'm going to give her a solid 9. Ooh, clap for it. Clap for it. Y'all, that's a good score. That's a good score for a Scary Movie Guru, because baby, I hadn't seen a good movie since World War Z. And if you hadn't seen that movie, shame on you. But that's a good movie. And that was the first movie I've seen in a very long time where I was like, ooh, you leave the theater and it's still on your mind. Like, that's a good movie. This fits right up there with it for me, even though I missed the beginning piece of it because, you know, these two over here want to holler and scream about who's been doing what and beating up on people. It still sucked me in so well that I was laughing, screaming, disgusted. There was time when I had my little chicken nugget up in the air and I was like, for like, I can't even tell you how long. And then something happened and the guy next to me said, I was like, ah! like just so like astonished and not scared, but astonished and like grossed out, right? Y'all, to me, it was a good movie. It was a 9. A good solid 9 for me. Probably would have been a 10 for me if I had been able to enjoy it and enjoy my food. So it was a good movie. Is it worth seeing? To me, I do think so. I'm not comparing that movie to anything but itself. There is no comparison because it is its own little movie. Now, the way that Evil Dead Rise has the gore, this is coming with the gore. Okay, it's coming with the gore. I'm just telling you. Just get ready. If you're gonna subject yourself to eating in this movie, you better be prepared for it. You better have one of them cast iron stomachs, okay? Because I was like, man, I wish I wasn't eating. So, but it was a good movie, y'all. It was really good. I enjoyed it. Despite the distractions, I really enjoyed it. Would I go see it again? I would. I'm thinking about taking my daughter to go see it so she can see it on the big screen and maybe I can catch the beginning. It's one of those movies I can see when it comes out. If you watch it more than one time, which we often do with our scary movies, you're going to catch something new every single time. So even just watching the trailer back with my daughter, I was like, ooh, okay, that makes sense. So it's one of those kind of layered movies. And yeah, y'all, ooh, I want to talk about it so bad with y'all, but I can't say what I want to say. Oh, y'all, you're going to have so many thoughts from the beginning. Oh, that's what I was going to say. The action picks up so fast in this movie. And I love that for us. Okay. Because when you have a movie like, what was the name of that movie we were talking about where it like goes really slow and then picks up? Oh my God. Ooh, duh, Six Souls. Okay, if you've seen Six Souls, it takes a long time to pick up because it's like character setting up almost most of the movie. Not this one. You got a few minutes of setup and then it bam, it's action, 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 all the way to the very end. Okay, so it does pick up with action very quickly. That was the thing I wanted to make sure I told you, in case you're one of those people. It's not a snooze fest. It's not a snooze fest. I've literally seen people get up in scary movies, like when I went to go watch A Quiet Place, and leave. This is not that. This is action packed. Everybody in the theater was quiet except for these two. And when we did talk, everybody was saying the same phrases over and over to the screen because we were all trying to talk through the screen at the same time. You can hear all the whispers of saying the same things. Okay, so the action picks up quick, and when it picks up, baby, it's gone. Okay, I loved it. I enjoyed it. It's definitely probably one I'm going to buy. I have not felt that way in quite a long time about a movie, so much so to the point where I'm gonna make a review about it. And I have never made a review on a movie before, only a book. Okay, so something new for me, but when it's something I'm passionate about, I love doing it. I hope this has helped you some. Hey, get your partner, get your, siblings, your partner, your, older children, go to the movies and have a movie day, have a family day, check out. Hopefully you don't get nobody like I said next to, okay? And go and enjoy this movie. Come back and let me know what you thought. It's not gonna be for everybody. It's like flavors, right? I can taste watermelon, you can taste watermelon. I may love it, you may just be like, who knows? It's different strokes for different folks. But I personally enjoyed it. And I'm pretty hard to please when it comes to scary movies because I watch so many of them and not much scares me and not much thrills me. And most of it's very cheesy. So this was not that at all. I definitely enjoyed it. I think they did a great job and I can't wait for you to see it. And come back and let me know what you think. Okay, bye for now. See you in the next one.